Welcome to another episode of Rainbow Popcorn. We are 2 out of 3 brothers watching movies through a rainbow lens. Hello, Brett.
Hello, Lee.
Stop watching yourself in the production monitor.
I was just making sure that I looked good. I'll face more your way then.
I'm wearing another somewhat mad scientist movie. I haven't worn. A friend bought this for me for my birthday, Twin Pines Mall t-shirt.
Mine's more mad, less science.
From Hill Valley, California. We all go a little mad.
It even says mad on it.
Sometimes.
When are we watching this?
November. No, October.
October. Oh, is there a... Yeah, okay, continue.
All right.
Anyway, we'll talk about that off air. You don't need to know that right now.
We got a Bilson's.
You just need to focus on this drink that we have at
Fruit
Bilson's.
Tangle. Ready?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Before it even hit my lips, I was like, oh, that's tangly.
Oh, my God. I haven't had one of these for a while.
Oh,
That is... Oh. Yeah, no, it's good.
oh, it is. We are watching The Fly. We have
Tastes like sherbet.
watched The Fly from 1986.
We have watched
starring
it
Jeff Goldblum.
for the first time.
Remake of the 1958 film, which I didn't know.
Wasn't aware of that fact.
And that's based on George Langeland's 1957 short story. So they didn't muck
Georgie.
around.
Yeah, nice.
George just put the story out and then they're like, yeah, we're going to make a movie.
I
Let's do it.
reckon it's messed up.
It's weird. It's weird. Imagine how weird it would have been in the 50s.
True.
So in the early 80s, there were plans to remake it, and producer Kip Oman was on board. She was keen for it. Yeah.
She?
And
Good omen or bad omen?
they approached Charles Edward Pogue. What?
I just made an omen joke.
Would she? Why?
No, I said good omen or bad omen.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so
Kip
maybe
Oman.
it wasn't funny.
Okay. Fuck.
I won't look at myself, but I'll look at the listeners.
They approached Charles Edward Pogue to be the screenwriter.
Great.
And
Pogie.
then
The Poganator.
David Cronenberg wasn't the original director. Robert Bierman was.
Don't know who that is.
And then he pulled out.
Great.
Thankfully, I'm going to say thankfully. No offense to Kip or Charles, but thankfully, David Cronenberg signed on because I had a look at Kip Oman's IMDb and there's 4 other movies. And I had a look at Charles Edward Pogue's IMDb and there are 3 other movies. So then I looked at David Cronenberg's IMDb and there are a number of horror movies.
So you're saying that it was a bad omen?
It was a bad omen. The good omen was David Cronenberg got on board.
Great.
And made it into the horror film that it is and did a rewrite of the script. That was a condition of him signing on.
Yep.
As director, and added a lot of the body horror in the 80s. That was kind of David Cronenberg's thing, as well as a lot of the psychological horror stuff. David Cronenberg's kind of called it a love story, a tragic love story set to this body horror kind of thing.
Disgustingness.
Yeah.
Well, body horror was new to me when I watched The Substance last year.
Oh, I quite like the genre.
I haven't watched much of it, probably just these 2. Maybe I have watched others and I'm not quite aware of it. Does Zombievers count?
No.
Okay, well, then maybe I haven't watched much
The
of it.
original script was more grotesque than this one.
Great.
Included a couple of experiments that ended with a baboon cat hybrid.
Okay.
Probably when he was testing the gene splicing thing.
Yeah.
But scenes like that caused members of test audiences to faint. And so they were like, we're going to take them out.
Great.
And they left the grossness that's already in there.
It is gross.
It is gross.
The grossest thing about it is Jeff Goldblum and Geena Davis. Ugh, they're
Having lots of sex.
no, just they're not a good couple.
Well, they were a couple at this point.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. They were dating.
Gina.
And
Gina.
Jeff
Because they
Goldblum.
did another. I looked at their IMDb's because I was trying to work out if it was like their first movies that launched them, but then I forgot that Jeff Goldblum was in The Big Chill, which was before this, and
very young
Geena
in this.
Davis had done Tootsie,
Oh, yeah.
which we have watched.
Which we said launched Geena Davis.
Yeah, but they weren't nearly the cast.
Well, so on the dating thing, Jeff Goldblum and Geena Davis were dating, but David Cronenberg cast Geena Davis separate to that.
Well, duh.
But there were also
Look at her.
concerns that them dating would impact people's perception of the movie, knowing that they were a couple outside of it. I don't think Jeff Goldblum was the first choice. There are a few other people. John Lithgow auditioned but turned it down.
So auditioned after reading the script and then turned it down.
And then was like, actually, it's too gross. I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
This list: Richard Dreyfuss,
No.
Mel Gibson,
Too good looking.
but also like this is Lethal Weapon Mel Gibson, so he's a bit wacky.
He was
this
probably
time.
trying to go something different. Is this what people suggested or people that actually wanted to do it?
Whoa, no, they were all either tied
was the bad
to
omen
or
being like, should we
interested
go get Mel?
or considering.
Okay.
John
No, Mel
Malkovich
Yes, that would have worked.
declined, reportedly feeling the material wasn't strong enough.
He would have been good, but then him and Geena Davis would have been a worse couple.
Yep.
And what I mean by worst couple is that I love Geena Davis and I don't really like Jeff Goldblum, so I just don't like that they're together.
Mel Gibson turned it down because he chose Lethal Weapon instead.
And his bank account was thankful.
Yep. Richard Dreyfuss didn't want to do a lot of the prosthetic work. I'm not a huge fan of Richard Dreyfuss,
That's fine.
but my man Michael Keaton at one point was considered.
Ooh, he would have been good actually.
But also he didn't want to do a lot of the makeup and prosthetic work.
So he just did a bat suit where he can't move his
So
neck
did a bat
instead.
suit and Beetlejuice instead.
With Geena Davis.
Yeah. But I think the grossness...
Okay, we're changing it. It's now, sorry, Kevin Bacon, it's 6 degrees of Geena Davis.
All right.
It's not going to work.
I think it's the hump and the lumpiness and the grossness and the pulling out the finger. All that prosthetic-y stuff I think is too much.
The fingernail.
Mel Brooks suggested Pierce Brosnan.
Mel Brooks. Of Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks of Spaceballs 2
Pierce Brosnan.
suggested Pierce Brosnan, but Cronenberg was like, nah.
Too good looking. This would have been fairly early on in his career.
Too suave.
Too sophisticated. Too, I don't believe that you
Are a nerdy-
a nerdy in an abandoned warehouse
Sofa bed
scientist.
scientist, yep.
Yeah.
Whereas Jeff Goldblum, you can believe that, but you can also believe that he still has Riz. Richard Dreyfuss, you can believe lives by himself in an abandoned warehouse, but I
Ain't got no
couldn't
Riz.
believe that Richard Dreyfuss is someone that Geena Davis would say, you're really cute too.
They dated as well. No, I don't know them. I don't know that to be
So,
fact.
yeah, that's some casting stuff.
April 1986. What a time to be alive.
August 1986.
August, I apologise.
Yep. April 1986 was a great time to be alive, and I was, but August was also
What do you
great.
remember about that? You were how old?
It was busy.
23 months.
Busy time.
Not
No,
23.
11.
11.
Yeah.
Sorry. You were learning how to shit. You were learning how to walk.
It was a busy time. I was
busy
learning
time.
a lot.
You were
Yeah.
like, I'm so bored without younger brothers.
I was like, can I get a body horror movie, please?
Yeah.
And I did before I got a little brother.
There you go.
August 15, 1986.
August 1986. The initial budget was $9 million,
Yep.
but it blew out.
As they so often do.
It 100% would have been like, we need more baboons. The
he kept-
baboon budget alone.
He kept squishing them.
Yeah, he kept turning him inside out.
Well, can I say one thing about the baboon?
Presumes.
Bassoon. No,
Yeah,
baboon.
bassoon. Bassoon. Looks like a bong.
They
Sounds like a
used-
fart.
An untrained baboon.
You couldn't train a baboon? This was
Like-
pre American Humane Society getting involved with the animals on sets, was it?
I don't know, but
No
like,
animals were harmed?
why would you
Seems
have?
like they were harmed.
There's two key scenes that involve a baboon. Definitely one. I would have wanted to train one. Like it jumps
the one
into
where it
his
jumps
arms
into his arms, yeah.
and cuddles him. But the untrained baboon got out of control and injured Jeff Goldblum.
Would you not also just, from a story sense, would you not also just work your way up to a baboon?
I think he did, but I think we just joined him at the time of baboon.
I suppose then they want something like a human.
Yeah, I guess that's close. So, yeah, that probably blew out the $15 million budget, is that the baboons were untrained and injured the star of the film.
And he's never been the same since, the poor baboon. I was watching it going, looks quite good.
Did look good.
And then the effects and stuff were quite good because it won an Oscar for Best Makeup.
Yeah, they're very good for the 80s effects.
And I think the makeup was of him almost there.
Yeah.
And it's the way they
Gradually did it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was very good.
So back to the release and the box office. So with the $15 million budget, and it took $60 million worldwide.
I
Which
mean,
is not
for
bad.
that type of movie, that's not bad.
There was a bit of reluctance to remake a B-grade horror because I think people were like, well, is it just going to end up as a B-grade horror? Like, are people going to take this seriously?
Yep.
And I think it got a little bit above that, but I still think it's a little bit of a niche genre. So 60 million is probably not bad.
Yep.
In terms of mad scientist movies, it ticks a lot of the tropes. His arrogance and hubris.
Yep.
Geena does warn him.
Warns.
Gina's like, I don't know about this. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And now
I'm
you've
scared.
done it. Something's wrong. You need to get checked out.
And then he realizes something is wrong. Oh, too late. I'm already half a fly.
Too late. And he's convinced he's going to change the world, and that's part of the arrogance thing. One of the tropes, which we talked a little bit about in Rocky Horror, was the scientific monologue, where he just says a whole lot of stuff, and the other character goes, I don't understand any of that.
Please show me so we all get it.
Yep.
And also then downfall because of your own.
Killed by your own creation.
Yep.
And even though technically he was killed by a shotgun held by his girlfriend and the mother of his unborn child,
Is
the Fly 2 fetus,
the maggot.
the larva.
The larvae. Is a trope having a dickhead ex-boyfriend / boss? Is that a trope?
Not a trope of mad scientist movie, that's a trope of the 80s.
It's a trope of movies. Actually, very 80s trope.
Yep.
Also, we'll get to that bit.
One of the other tropes is that there's the romantic interest,
Hate it.
and that keeps there as needing a love story, but it also, talking story nerd, it also makes us feel because she feels.
And she's very good.
Like if it's just, Jeff Goldblum's fucked, we're just like, oh, gross, Jeff Goldblum's fucked. But when we're Jeff Goldblum's fucked, but also look at what this is doing to Geena Davis, that heightens that side of the feelings as well. And it also means that the effect on him is greater. Because he was just fucked up and he was just living in his warehouse, sleeping on a sofa bed by himself, no worries.
Yeah, great.
But now he's like, well, I have to consider Geena Davis, and now I have to consider my unborn larvae.
Yeah.
Larva, singular.
Is it though?
We don't know. That's
have a lot
the
of
sequel
sex.
we didn't get.
They have so much sex, there's no liquid left in his body.
Oh my God, that's such a gross line.
It was disgusting.
I found that line grosser than when Frankenfurter went down on Brad.
I found that grosser than when him as a fly spewed on the guy's leg and rotted his foot off.
Spewed on his pizza in front of Geena Davis.
Oh.
And then he's like, oh, that's gross. So the movie starts.
The
Let's get
movie's
into
on
the movie.
and the music is like, strap in.
The music is huge, written by Howard Shore.
Oh, of Titanic fame.
Of Titanic fame. Very big orchestra. I was like, are they going for Golden Age of Hollywood here because it's a remake of a 58 movie?
It was interesting that it didn't quite fit an 80s sci-fi thing.
No. So we start at a scientist party. Scientists are known for their big raging parties.
And just, what am I working on?
Yeah.
Jesus. Hi, Jeff.
And Geena Davis, Veronica Quaife, is at the party as a reporter. And she is chatting to Seth Brundle, Jeff Goldblum.
Yep.
And he says, I've invented something that's going to change the world.
Of course.
Come back to my place.
Oh, I mean, that's one. I've tried that before.
And she's like,
it didn't work, actually.
She's like, you don't get out much. And he's like, I gave it away. Then she very trustingly goes back to an abandoned warehouse with a man that she just met.
She does have some hesitation.
Yeah. But then she's like,
But then he's like, I'm going to change the world, but.
yeah. She's like, okay, you're kind of cute.
The thing that was interesting at this point, I'll jump ahead because I want to make this point, is that when we meet her,
Veronica Quaife.
I think
Yeah.
she's an also fellow scientist.
Yeah.
And then she says something subtly about, I've got other interviews to do.
Yep.
Then it's later, she's like, oh, fuck, she's actually a journalist.
Well, I picked that up straight away. I've got other people to interview, and I don't know if Brundle did straight away, because then once she's like, oh, I got to change my tape, he's like, oh, I'm not saying this to a reporter.
No. I'm saying it to a girl who on a bone.
Yeah.
Bone?
He does
Yeah.
bone her.
Yeah.
Yep. He teleports her stocking. She very willingly gives that up.
Sorry, Geena, you've got great legs. Not
Yeah.
complaining. But stocking, what about your shoe?
She already has decided she wants to sleep with him.
Yeah.
Even
which
if
I
this-
don't understand.
Even if this invention is just a bespoke telephone booth.
You know what did it?
What? The piano.
Yeah.
He can play the piano.
Please come in. I'm going to randomly just play the piano for 10 seconds.
Well, I think Jeff Goldblum added that because he is a pianist, a very accomplished jazz pianist, as you can tell when he tries to sing in Wicked. He teleports her stocking and she doesn't quite believe it.
Nope.
But then through that scene, we kind of get enough of the science for us to go, oh, this shit's real, but not enough that we kind of know how it works or what exactly it does. She's on board.
Yep.
She tries to do the interview. Then, like I said, Jeff Goldblum remembers she's a journalist and he's like, no. Then they have sex and he leaves. No, they
Yep.
don't have sex yet.
No, she's just back at the office with the recording.
She goes back to the office with Stathis.
Stathis, which is his first name?
I don't know.
But Stathis is like he's a con man.
Yeah.
Are you fucking joking me?
Did he pull a rabbit out of a hat?
Yep. No, he put a monkey out of his hat.
Inside out. Monkey.
Inside out.
Out of it. No, that comes later.
It does, but
No, he pulled the stocking off my leg. Lucky she didn't say that because Stathis's one trait, like he's a minor character, his one character trait is jealousy.
jealousy.
It is 1.5 dimensional character because he does have a little bit of care later when there's the...
He does, but there's one line that was just like, dude, settle down with your jealousy. We'll get to that later.
He thinks it's a con, but Ms. Quaife goes back to Dr. Brundle's lab
Dr. Brundle, yeah.
and
Is he even a doctor?
they go and have a cheeseburger. And then he's like,
That line where he's like, I don't want to talk about what I'm doing over food. And she's got this burger. And she's like, it can't look worse than this.
well, then we see the baboon get
then
turned
we see an
inside out.
inside out baboon. And you're like,
It does look worse. than
baboon
that.
or baboon?
Baboon.
Baboon. Baboon?
I think it depends where I'm putting it in a sentence. Like when
An
I talk
inside
about a
out
baboon, an inside out baboon.
But like then he got the baboon.
Yeah.
It's
It's
an
an
inside out
interesting
baboon.
word.
Baboon.
Inside out baboon.
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 Okay, well, this is
Baboon?
great audio, everybody.
Now it sounds like a fake word. Then he convinces her that if she sticks with him presumably
the world.
for books and sex,
Yep.
she'll get a great book out of it.
She will get a great book.
Which
It would have been a great book.
it would have been a great book. And I feel like she should have gone to Stathis then rather than I'm going to write a book and maybe I think I'm going to sell it to a publisher without that. Whereas if she had a book and the magazine backing her book, she definitely would have got a publishing deal.
But she thought she could get away with it because she didn't quite count on the jealousy being the fact that he is a stalker as well. So we'll chuck that in
He's
there.
a fucking weirdo.
I've been watching you. Get the fuck away.
But he's also like that scene where he just like is showering in her apartment.
I hated that.
He's a bad character. Not like he's a bad person, but I also don't think he's a very well written character.
I don't think.
Because he also
it
just
seems like a bit of an afterthought of
at
how
one
to get
point
him involved.
goes, what about just sex? Stress relieving sex.
Works for some.
Like, that's just weird for that character.
Interestingly enough, in this episode of Grey's Anatomy I watched recently with Geena Davis in it, she's just having sex for the fun of it because she's got a brain tumor. She's going to die.
Why not? He does the test. So then she gets the video camera and she's doing the whole book.
Yep.
So she films the test of the baboon that gets turned inside out. And he is not happy about
And
it.
shrinks.
And he is like, I don't get it.
I have a question though.
Is it about grandmas and babies?
No.
Because that's an odd way for him to go, yeah, I got to teach the computer what flesh is.
Yeah.
What's your question though?
My question is, where do you procure a baboon?
He works for a place.
A baboon place?
No, but he works for like a sciencey place where they get animals for testing.
Okay. Did I miss that?
I asked the same question. And then at one point there's like, a vet cage, like you take an animal to the vet
Oh, I saw
that
that.
says caution live animal, and I think it has like a brand on the side.
I thought that was just where he got what the baboon got delivered in.
But he's also like, she asks early, is such and such a company paying for all this?
Oh, they're not interested because I'm nobody.
Because I don't cost much money, just a baboon every
Just
couple
a
of months.
baboon every quarter.
And I assume a power bill. And
Well, yep.
who knows? But yeah, I assume he just rings up the boss and goes, another baboon, please. And he's like, do you mean baboon?
Or they could do what people do at my work and they randomly call you and going, hey, it's been a while since you've ordered a baboon. Do you need another one? I'm like, I will order my baboon when I'm good and ready. Thank you.
And it's pronounced baboon. Then,
Oh, this is going to annoy me because can we please stop talking about baboons?
so he tells,
There's only one more baboon.
it turns the primate inside out. And then he's like, doesn't make sense. Let's have sex. Then after the sex, she's like, I love your flesh. It's your flesh. I'm just mad for flesh. Like grandmas and babies. Not a sexy thing to say. Don't bring up grandmas
don't bring up
and
my
babies.
grandma or my baby after post-coitus.
Yeah, and also pre-coitus. Like she's ready to go again. And he's like, that's it. Eureka. I just have to make the computer crazy for flesh like a grandma is always pinching the little chubby rolls of the legs of a baby.
Yep.
So he's like, oh, I know how to teach the computer that.
Here's a steak.
So he goes and does it. And then he tries with the steak and it doesn't quite work. But this is around the time that Stathis also watches.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, you spent the night there. Why are you buying that jacket?
Because of, is this when he goes,
Yep.
his cock? The fuck, dude?
Yep.
What the hell was that?
Yeah. She goes to buy him a jacket, him or her a jacket, I don't know, but she holds it up on herself.
Oh, in the store, that poor little store person.
And then Stathis is like, yeah, what is it about him? What, his cock? Oh, no, she says he's onto something big.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he's got something big or something.
Stathis has a small dick.
Yeah. Yeah. is worried and threatened by
Big,
that.
like what? His cock.
Yeah.
Dude.
He only
you're
thinks about...
in like a supermarket.
You're in basically Kmart where we both bought these jeans, if you listen to the last episode. Yeah, so Stethis goes crazy and yells cock in the middle of a department store. And then
she still buys the jacket.
To another test where they test the steak. Yes. She tastes it. Very trusting.
Yeah, he could have made that from anywhere. That could have been a baboon.
Yeah. And
see, then it sounded right.
Then she's like, "Oh, no, that tastes synthetic,
like Eddie."
And then he's like, "You're right." And he goes back to the computer and she eats the rest of the steak. Good choice, Geena. I would have eaten the rest of the other steak.
I mean, the steak's going to waste.
The good part of the steak.
Yep.
Then
so he tinkers with the flesh.
So to speak.
Yep, anyway, tickles the ivory.
And then Stethis sends the cover of the magazine to be like, if you don't get this shit right, if you don't come back and sleep with me, I'm going to release this story and ruin what you've got going on with Seth Brundle, the hung scientist. Then he tries on himself because he realizes that they are sleeping together, and so he gets drunk and he gets angry and he's like, well, fuck you, I'm just going to go through.
That was all in the same night.
Yeah.
Because they had champagne to celebrate Baboon.
Yep.
Success. And then he was still drinking out of a jar.
Yeah, but he couldn't have Chinese. So he got drunk instead. He didn't eat, which is why he got more drunk.
And like I mentioned in a recent episode, that champagne is good for you because it's fruit juice.
Yeah, except you should eat before you drink. Not that it makes a difference to your blood alcohol level.
That's fine. It's just empty calories food.
So he
gets drunk and said, well, actually, baboon friend who's just sitting there watching me get wasted in my abandoned apartment, talking to you.
Abandoned warehouse with a sofa bed.
You're fine. So
let's do it.
When did we get flies? You're like, although, can I just say, the acting of the baboon swatting away a fly was actually quite good.
Yeah, and that baboon, like I said, was untrained.
I mean, wow.
Didn't even go to theatre school.
No.
The buzzing of the fly is a little bit much for me.
A little too obvious.
But
bit on the nose.
The movie's called The Fly.
So you know something's going to happen with a fly.
And then you're like, oh, a fly. And then the fly goes in there, and then for some reason he needs to be naked.
Well, he was drunk.
That's true.
He doesn't like to get naked when they're drunk.
Maybe, because that's what he said later. He's like, pure, I had to be pure. Maybe he was worried about when he gets teleported, his clothes being on the inside of him, which is why he goes naked.
Oh, that's true, because the baboon was naked.
The baboon generally are naked.
Yeah.
And then we know he got merged with a fly.
But they don't know that.
He doesn't. All he knows is that he can now do a high bar routine in his living room.
Now he knows that he is an Olympic athlete, like his co-star.
Olympic level gymnast.
I'm sorry.
Does she just kind of watches?
She watches and she's like, I think I'm horny.
She's like, I didn't know he could do this. Why
didn't we try these positions before?
Yeah. She does know that he's been teleported. So maybe she thinks, teleporting.
It's had a good effect.
Which is what he ends up thinking.
Yeah. I found that really cringy.
It goes on.
I did not enjoy it.
It goes on for too long.
Like, I was literally waiting for, like, a person with a little 10
because he is, as much as Jeff
Goldblum... The baboon
Goldblum,
was just like 9 out of 10.
As much as Jeff Goldblum is a jazz pianist, he is not a gymnast, and that was not Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, it was odd. I really found it awkward.
And in the middle of the night, she also finds the little hairs, which I assumed at first were stitches from when he leant over on that little spiky thing in bed.
Maybe that's what you meant to think, but I knew that he was turning into a fly.
Well, you would assume because that I assume that would be in the trailer.
Well, this movie's 40 years old, so
That's true. And the
I know what
movie
happens.
was 30. The short story came out 30 years before that.
And I know it happened because of the parody they did of it on The Simpsons and the short little parody they did in Family Guy.
Yep. So he starts to change a little bit. He feels great.
Yep.
Not only the gymnastics, but the sex marathon.
The sex marathon, and I can eat all the sugar I want.
And worst line. And the
sex marathon?
No, there's no more fluid left in your
liquid
body.
left in you. Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. Disgusting.
Gross.
Yeah, it's all in her.
Oh, yuck. And so he thinks that taking apart your DNA and putting it together has enhanced him.
Yeah.
And he has a long kind of ranty, excited thing about it at a coffee shop.
Yes.
And that's when he's starting to get a bit
little
woody.
And I think it's just because of the sugar.
Then, because he feels so good, he tries to convince her to teleport.
Ain't going to happen, mate.
She's no. And he crashes out, as the kids say. And kicks her out. Then the logical next step is I'm going to go and pick up another woman and force her to teleport.
But
before that...
I'm sorry, at this stage, he looks awful.
He looks awful. But he just broke a guy's arm, so why wouldn't she want to sleep with him?
And let's go.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to another bar / an abandoned warehouse.
No, he takes her to other bars and then brings her home very drunk towards dawn. And then they have sex. And then he tries to convince her to go through the teleporter, but she's like, no. And even more no now because your girlfriend's rocked up.
Yeah. And she's analysed your hairs somewhere.
She has taken it to the lab, which is all you need to say in a movie.
That's all. I don't need to know which lab. I don't need to see the lab.
Well, she does
I don't need to understand how you know where a lab is, but I would say because you're a journalist that you've needed to use one before.
She does work at a science magazine.
Yeah, she knows lab guys.
It's also basically called Science Magazine.
Yes.
Like the name of I wrote it down. Where
Science
is it?
Quarterly.
The name of the magazine, she is a reporter for Particle Magazine.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So basically Science Magazine.
Yep.
He wins $100 by breaking someone's arm, goes back, has sex. Geena Davis
Great night.
arrives.
What a
the
night.
next morning. And she's like, "You're fucked, mate. This is insect hair."
Yeah, we don't really understand what it is. All we know is that it's bad.
Yep. And he doesn't believe it. And then she leaves. Then he pulls out a fingernail, which is gross.
Disgusting.
And I wrote
had
in
to
the
turn
notes,
away.
I'm like-
I had to turn away.
I'm like, this is gross.
The fingernails.
But then there's more. There's just more grossness.
Yeah, and then there's the vomiting. Like the regurgitating on the food.
Yep, which he does a couple of times before he explains what that is.
Yeah, and it's...
Yeah, when he starts to pull the fingernails off, that's when he starts to be like, shit's going wrong.
Yeah.
But he...
Fade to black.
Yeah, that's weird. It's like an ad.
Tomorrow night on Home and Away.
Yeah, I expected an
yeah.
ad break then, which is odd because this movie was made for the cinema.
Yeah.
But after that ad break, he goes back to the computer and says, "Computer, tell me where I fucked up." And that tells him that there were two things in the pod and that their DNA has been spliced together, which the word splice I only ever hear the ice cream or DNA splicing or gene splicing.
I'm a big fan of one of them.
And
I'm lactose intolerant.
Spliced at the molecular genetic level.
That's quite
serious,
like base
splicing.
That's as like base level as you can get.
So he waits a month and then invites Veronica /Ronnie /Ms. Quaif back to the apartment.
Just because it sounds like queefly doesn't mean it's funny.
It is funny. But it's really odd. Like, she could have had any last name. She could have been Veronica Jones. Like,
Should have been Veronica Mars. That wasn't taken yet.
No, that's true. Poor Kristen Bell would then have ended up having to be Veronica Quaif. Not nearly as catchy as
No, it's not.
teen detective.
No.
So he realizes he fucked up, but he waits a month and then he's like, well, I'm really
real
fucked now. So hopefully my girlfriend will take me back. The science bit that I didn't get is that he knows that he has spliced his DNA at the molecular genetic level with the flies.
Yep.
But then he's like, don't come near me. It might be infectious or it might be cancer.
Well, we know it's not contagious.
Well, we know it's the
They
result
don't know
of...
what they're doing, actually.
No, but he knows it's the result of gene
He knows
splicing.
it's not cancer.
You can't catch gene splicing.
Or it could be cancer because cancer is too many cells. So if you've spliced your genetic DNA with another thing, then are your cells going like, bleh, cancer?
Okay, thank you for explaining that.
Yeah. So
That first year of your science degree is paid off.
Yeah. No, that was ER.
Okay. So, yeah. Okay. But he wouldn't think it was contagious.
Yep.
But also, then he just spews and he's covered in goo, but she hugs him anyway.
Geena, get out. Geena, get out and go find Brad Pitt and run away. And then you're better off driving your car off a cliff and then playing baseball. Oh, there's your IMDb page.
So then
That's her top 4 in one sentence.
Geena knows it's fucked, right?
Yep.
So she goes to the only other person in the film,
Stathis.
And he's like, I'll help you.
Because I still want to root you.
Because I still want to have sex with you.
Yeah.
Because you're Geena Davis. Also, his ear fell off. That was super gross.
That was disgusting, but hilarious.
At this point of the movie, I wrote, could he un-gene splice himself? Could he reverse the gene splicing? Surely he could say to the computer, because the computer's identified...
Control what? Control Z?
No, the computer's identified body 1, Jeff, body 2,
Brundle.
Fly.
Brundle fly, yeah.
Could he not say to the computer, isolate the DNA, right, of the two things?
Yeah, that's how you type in movies.
And then I'm going to go back in, press the button, and then just go, what? Take all the fly DNA out of me, because the computer has identified the elements that make up the DNA of the fly.
But that's not what the computer was made to take apart, put back together, not to separate.
Well, what if take apart?
It's made to scramble eggs, not separate eggs.
Take apart, but just move one bit.
Yeah, but he only has a pod. Where's the other one going to go?
What he ends up doing
Yeah.
is 3 pods. But his thought isn't unsplicing. His thought is dilution.
Yeah.
If I put a human, a Brundle fly, and a fetus in the pods,
then it will make one of them will make some version of a human.
I'm just going to end up with a human that has a lot less fly DNA in it by comparison relative to how much fly DNA is in Brundle fly at this moment.
Look, that might have been possible, but what's he going to test it on? The baboon cat hybrid.
The baboon cat hybrid deleted scene.
Yep.
So
at this stage, though, he's just all his brain's all fly.
he's fucked.
Yeah.
And then to add more fuckedness to it, she's preggers.
She's pregnant.
And she doesn't know what to do with it. But then within like 15 seconds of her saying, I'm pregnant, they're in a clinic.
But that was a
And then
dream.
that becomes a dream.
But also hilarious. I'm sorry. I know that was like, oh my God, she's giving birth to a fly, which was a dream. But
no, but she's not just giving birth to a maggot.
She's a big fucking maggot.
She's going in for an abortion and then has to push out a stillborn child, which ends up being a maggot.
And there's a lot of blood. But that was okay. When you say abortion and stillbirth, I shouldn't follow it up with, I found that hilarious.
Correct.
But then when it's like, what is that? And the doctor's like holding a maggot, going like, ugh. Hilarious.
Huge. Way too big. Like, that's bigger than the biggest baby that's born. And it's a maggot.
Yep. It's going to be a big fly.
So, also, Brundlefly is getting more and more fucked up. He realised
You can walk on the
gymnastics
ceiling.
was the high point until he's like, maybe it's not bad. I am walking on the ceiling. But then when he tries to reprogram the computer, his voice has changed too much.
Because all it hears is bzz, 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 bzz.
Yeah. And that there's a few things that early in the film and the story and the script that come back later. She says to him when they're first going home together, "You're a terrible drunk."
Yep.
And that comes back because he's so terrible at
he's
being
so
drunk
bad,
he
he-
didn't notice there was a fly in there. Then also the voice recognition and him being like something that he didn't want
Yeah.
Geena to hear.
Yeah.
So then the voice recognition fails. And that's when he comes up with the plan to dilute his DNA.
I never thought I'd say this, but can we talk about abortion a bit more?
Yeah. It might get us banned in a few states in the US.
I'm gonna say I'm not gonna agree with it. Well,
In the context of the movie.
in the context of the movie,
Yep.
Geena Davis, a very smart and powerful woman,
In the real world.
but also this character.
Okay, yep,
She's intelligent. She knows what she's doing. She doesn't take shit from no one.
Yep.
She goes to her dickhead boss boyfriend.
Yeah. Ex-boyfriend.
I want to get an abortion now.
Yep.
Do you know someone? For some reason, he knows someone. Let's not go into that.
Think about his
but-
character.
Yes.
And then you might be able to think why he knows
He's
someone.
needed to do that before.
Yep.
Then he gets his Rolodex of abortion doctors and goes, this guy's the worst. Let's go visit him. Then they go get an abortion. They go to get an abortion.
Yes.
And then the doctor's like, in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And then she's like, just fucking do it. This could be a fly larvae. Get
Well-
it out of me. Then he's like, then he goes to fuckwit. Is the baby yours? I'm like, one, none your business. Two, does it fucking matter who the dad is?
Well, I think these are questions
Get
that doctors need to ask when doing a procedure.
Just fuck off, doctor. He's the worst guy in this movie.
No, Stathis is the worst guy in this movie.
He redeemed himself a little bit.
He did a very little bit. So then he jumps through the window and steals her once he realizes that there is going to be a baby because
Hilarious.
he overhears the conversation by the
They're very
taxi.
good hearing, do flies.
They do?
I actually don't know. Do they have ears? His ear fell off.
I don't know if they're strong either, which is one of my questions about the gymnastics.
Well, is it more like an ant?
But flies
Like,
aren't ants.
Well, are they able to carry things? Because also at this stage in his evolution into a fly, he hasn't got no wings yet.
He hasn't got no wings yet.
Where are the wings at?
He doesn't ever get wings.
And it's called a fly.
He needed a little bit alphabet
Yeah.
to get the wings out.
Yeah.
He
It sounded more like the Lion King, but anyway.
that's the song I don't know. That's the one I skip on the soundtrack. He steals her back because he's like, well, this baby might be the only part of me left because shit's fucked here.
Yeah, I think I'm
not going
right.
to make it.
Yeah.
This thing that I still think might be cancer is going to take me.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I don't know if I want to fly, baby. What are we going to do about it? And that's when Stathis is like, nah, I'm going to kill this guy
Yeah.
because he's got a big dick.
Let
And-
me get my suitcase and put together my shotgun.
Yeah, let me walk in like a sniper and assemble my shotgun.
I was like, dude,
But he waits.
assemble it in the car.
He waits until he's in the apartment.
Yeah.
And he's like, I better check the guy's not here before I put my shotgun together. No.
No, because
Do it in the car park.
if you get there and you've got your suitcase and he's at the door, you can't be like, excuse me one moment.
Yeah. Hang on. This isn't a shotgun. I promise it's a
Especially-
pull cue. I'm going to leave.
Especially how slow he puts that thing together.
But also how quick now Brundlefly is.
Exactly. He's superhuman.
He goes to kill him. For some reason, he discovers the gene splicing plan. Oh, that he's going to turn the 3 pods into a gene splicing thing.
Yep.
And actually like sell it as a scientific invention. And then Seth Brundle spews on him and dissolves his hand and his leg.
Okay, so
Gross, one.
One, gross. Two, really?
Yeah.
Three, you lost me.
Yep. It's
I feel like that was the bit in the writer's room where they were like, why the fuck not? What else can we do? Let's try spew on him and dissolve his hand off.
we did put that scene in of like, this is how flies eat with the corrosive stuff. They don't have teeth, blah, blah, blah. His teeth fall out also.
And I suppose I was like, that's not what happened when a fly lands on me, but they're this big.
Yeah.
And so it's all exaggerated.
They're not Jeff Goldblum sized.
No.
They then, while Stathis is dying of corrosion, he tries to drag Geena. He tries to convince her first.
Yeah, he does the right thing. He asks for consent. When she says no, he does it anyway. So that's not the right thing.
Drags Ronnie into one of the pods. Then he puts himself into the pod, and Stathis so slowly.
He's only got one arm and one hand and 1 foot.
I suppose he also has to go slowly because Brundle put 2 minutes on the timer.
Because I think it was opposite hand and foot.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Doesn't matter. He's still going to be slow.
And then I was thinking as he was getting the gun, I'm like, what is he going to shoot? Is he going to shoot the computer and hope that shuts down everything? He can't shoot the door because that will go through to Geena.
Yeah.
He also can't shoot Brundle
because then he can't get out.
That won't stop the thing from happening.
Yeah.
But he cleverly shoots the cables.
Because it's at this point where the slow transformation into fly stops being slow and it's like almost like,
He's like,
I have to go now.
Because it's happening every step I take, I'm becoming more of a fly.
I'm becoming more fly.
Still no wings. And he shoots the cables, which stops the Geena side of the entrance into the splicing. And so Brundlefly cracks it and then literally cracks it and smashes the glass of the door and then ends up getting merged with the pod.
I didn't get it.
Because the door isn't closed, the merging sparkles got out of the door a bit and took a bit of the pod as well as taking the Brundle.
But the pod doesn't have DNA to splice.
No, but it has matter.
Carbon.
DNA is matter.
Yeah, but it's still no.
No, but he did the stocking.
Yeah, I know, but no.
So it's proven he can do inanimate and animate objects now. And so he has spliced both of them together.
I disagree.
And so he comes out as this half mutated fly, half human, half pod.
Yeah.
And
then he's like, please kill me.
Please kill me. And Gina's like, no, I would kill him.
And then she did.
I know, I'd just be like...
I would have been like, fuck you. You aren't my boyfriend anymore.
No, I'd just be like, yeah, you're fucked, bang.
Yeah, put you out of misery.
I was thinking that about movies. I'd be no good in a movie.
Well, if this was me, the movie would have been short because when I was a journalist at a science party, I would not have gone home with Jeff. I wouldn't have stayed. I might have gone home with Jeff Goldblum.
I would have gone home with Michael Keaton. I would have gone home with Richard Dreyfuss.
No, like in this scenario, I would have gone home with the scientist maybe. But when I was like, wait, you live in an abandoned warehouse, then I walked in and was like, oh, it's not cool in here like in New York loft apartment.
It's like those Grindr memes when the top says he knows a place and it's an abandoned warehouse.
And then I'm like, I would have been like, no, bye.
No, bye.
So this an end of movie.
Well, I would have just been like, mate, you're fucked. Are you going to do something about it? And he's like, no. I'm like, bang, done.
Yeah, you're dead.
I was thinking that as well. I listened to a review recently of 28 Days Later.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, you've just got to survive. And I would have been like, nah. Zombies? Nah, sorry. See ya.
I would have tried for a bit.
If I looked
but
out...
also, I don't think zombies can get into my apartment.
If I was the only one of like in this area of where I live, if If I looked out and saw zombies everywhere but saw no people, it would have been like, no, I'm not waiting for the zombies. I'm going to do it myself. I wouldn't.
Oh, you're going to kill yourself before you get zombified?
I wouldn't have been like, I need to find the one supermarket that's open so I can get some food. Would have been like, no, I'm done.
Well, no, you just come to my place because I don't think zombies can get in because it's like locked, and they're not going to climb into my balcony.
Have you seen World War Z? They climb over a big wall. They would have climbed on each other to get up to your lanai.
Yeah, but then I would have just like beat them off with a stick.
There's no zombies in The Fly.
No.
The movie is then
Also, I'm not surviving a zombie apocalypse.
done. She cries.
I don't like the ending
Why?
because it's just dead ending. There was no like follow up.
Yeah, okay. What we call in literature circles the denouement.
Yeah, there was
That's
no
not how you
denouement.
pronounce it. Denouement. I think it's a French
There
word
was no baboonmont.
for resolution.
I don't like. It's just bang. I'm like, what happens next? Does she keep the baby? Does Stathis die?
It's The Fly too.
But because then I'm happy with both of those.
I want to know if it's a fly baby.
It's not a fly baby.
Depends. Was it from the sex
I think
marathon?
it was from the sex marathon.
Because there was no fluid left in his body.
There
If
was
she's
a lot-
getting
yeah.
pregnant, that's when it's
That's
happening.
what I thought too.
If it's post
She can get that tested though. Just do a no, I know the
23andMe.
term. No, I know the term where they take fluid, your amniotic fluid, and you do a test to see if there's any diseases.
yeah, that's
What's
what
that called?
that's what the abortion doctor was suggesting. She's like, no tests.
He was a dick.
We've already said the effects were
Anyway,
good. The
she
music was full on.
She actually, Geena Davis was very good in this. Like,
She was
I
very
love Geena Davis.
Yeah.
Famously, I love Geena Davis. I actually like because horror. Sometimes in horror, sci-fi things, the acting lets it down, but not in this case. I think the acting was really good from the main two. The others were crap.
Well, it really is a two-person movie.
Yeah, it's almost a play.
There's other very minor parts, and I think the two-person of it comes from the short story.
Yeah.
In a short story, you don't have time for a cast of characters.
No.
So Jeff Goldblum's very good. So, some people initially were reluctant about Goldblum. They didn't think he was big enough to be the star to put on the poster of this movie. Like Jeff Goldblum in The Fly. They didn't think his name was big enough for that at the time. But then when they saw his performance, they were like, no, he's pretty good.
Because he's weird.
He's weird, but as much as people don't like him, and I'm not a huge rap on him as the wizard in Wicked.
Nope.
And he has moments in other things.
I hate him in Will and Grace.
He does have res.
He has a weird charisma.
Yeah. He's in this show called Chaos with a K.
Yeah.
And it's based on Greek mythology and he plays Zeus. And
Oh, yes.
He's well cast, I think, for that.
I think that he is weird and like we were saying kind of at the start, he's weird enough to be a scientist that you think lives alone but has the riz, if we're actually saying that now.
We are.
But he's weird, but he's not like Steve Buscemi weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Or he's not like, I can see why this guy is a recluse because no one would like him.
Yeah.
He's a recluse because of his, and this is a mad scientist trope, his single-mindedness towards this scientific thing that he's doing. What is the gayest moment in the movie? When Stathis talks about his cock?
Well, yeah. That's
It's one of those things of like...
when he spews on him. No, that's not gay.
No. I think it's like...
It's when he no, actually, gymnast routine.
The shirtless gymnast routine.
Shirtless gymnast routine.
Because he's not in like boxer shorts that he might sleep in or pajama pants. Like
he's in his chinos.
He puts his chinos back on
and
then
he does his full Nadia Comaneci.
and sticks the landing. And then
10 from
Geena
the French
Davis is
judge.
like 10 out of
She's
10.
like, I know sports. I'm not yet an Olympic archer.
I wonder if she'd started archery by then.
I don't know. She's a good baseball player, though.
How would we make this movie gayer? We just cast a man instead of Geena Davis.
Have it, yeah, but that doesn't work.
Yeah, because then there's
Where's
no
the
pregnancy.
sassy gay friend?
Oh, gay best friend?
Maybe instead,
Okay.
instead of him going to a bar to pick up a woman, he goes to a gay bar and picks up a man.
Oh, a bit like Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Yeah, it's that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
But yep. Because in diluting
Yep.
his DNA, it makes more sense
So to speak.
for it to be a man's DNA.
Man's DNA. It's got to be a man's DNA.
So he needs to go and pick up a man.
He needs to get male DNA.
Yeah. There's no fluid left in your body.
Just vodka lime sodas.
Is that what they're drinking in 86?
Nah, it would have been a beer.
Time period aside, in 1986, they're not making a movie of a man going to pick up a man to mix their DNA with the shit that was going on for the gays in the mid-late 80s.
Way.
Is there space to cast a gay icon in this movie?
Yeah.
I did a bit of Googling.
I don't think Geena, sorry.
Could
Geena's
Cher have been Geena?
Yes. Madonna could have been Geena. No. Cher could have. She was doing her acting at this point.
She was very good too in that era of acting.
She
Not
might
that
have
I've
won an
seen
Oscar. Cher could have been it.
What other 80s gay icons did we have in terms of actors? Harvey Fierstein, was he really a thing then? 80s?
No, not really.
No.
Jeff Goldblum. The gays love Jeff Goldblum. A lot of them.
Yeah. He is a bit iconic.
Yeah.
I think Cher.
Cher.
Cher could have been Geena Davis. And you'd make it gayer
Snap out of it.
by he's like, I need to get some male DNA. I need a splice with some male DNA.
I need to, done.
I think rewriting it for now, the editor would be gay and wouldn't be an ex, would be a supportive friend. Gina's supportive gay friend.
That she's like, there's something going on with this dude I picked up at a bar, and he'd be like, oh, tell me about it. I do that all the time. Cosmo.
Because it also makes sense that the supportive gay friend would go to the clinic with her. That fits the story.
And he's still the editor?
He's still the editor.
Well, they just work together, but he works in the fashion department.
No, he can be the editor because gays can hold positions of power, Brett. It's 2025.
Oh, if we're making it now.
Yeah, if we're making it now. Gay editor, gay friend. Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe they did hook up in the past, but then a bit like Christine Baranski and Robin Williams.
And then you can get into a line about, well, we've all experimented in the past.
Yeah.
There you go.
Jeff Goldblum's experiment has just ended up with spliced DNA that he has to go and pick up a gay man.
My lot's... No, anyway, I'm not...
Oh, no fluid left in your body. I know that. I had a weekend on Fire Island like that.
Sound like fucking Samantha Jones. What do you mean you've got no fluid left in your body? Yeah, there you go.
All right. That's The Fly.
Very good, awkward, weird, very 80s sci-fi horror.
I think I like body horror.
It's weird. I wouldn't watch it straight away.
Yeah,
but I appreciate that it is a good movie.
It is a good movie. And Jeff Goldblum is good. As much as I only like him in bits and occasions, he is good in this movie. Geena Davis is very good. And because of the nature of this movie, they did have to cast two very good leads. Michael Keaton, of the ones we've talked about before, would have been my choice to replace him. Because if you think about
I think John Lithgow would have been good.
Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne has hints of going a bit mad.
Yep.
But also he can get a bit out there, a bit like, Beetlejuice. Not that this is the same kind of out there.
Yep.
But he's got a bit of the range.
Nice.
All right. Next week, have our next guest.
Oh, yes, we do.
We are being joined by Sarah Lamberg,
Yes.
who is a Melbourne filmmaker. And a few weeks ago, we went to see her film festival. We went to see one of her films.
Yep.
And so we're going to chat to her next week about all things movies, what she likes, what she is into, and what she is up to. Also, we are hosting Pride's short film festival with Courtex.
Yes.
At Pride of Our Footscray. And
Looking forward to that.
is launching this coming Thursday, the 28th of August. And then there are 2 further nights after that. So the link to buy tickets for that is in the episode description.
Yep.
Some great local queer short films.
The short films.
There's some really good ones. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. I think it would be great to chat with the people who made it.
I'm not going to play favorites, but it's night 2. It will be great to chat with all the filmmakers. So we're screening some films, and then Brett and I and Courtex are going to chat with the producers and directors of said films. So come along to support the queer filmmakers of Melbourne.
Yep.
And to support us, and to support Pride, and to support Courtex.
Be great.
Get your tickets on the link in the episode description or at prideofourfootscray.bar /events. We'll be back next week to chat to Sarah. And then get into our theme for September.
Yes.
But The Fly has been the end of our Mad Scientists.
It's been great.
It's been great. Thanks for listening to another episode of Rainbow Popcorn. Check all the links in the show notes to like and subscribe and to follow us on the socials. Thank you, Brett.
Thanks, Lee.